In this video, I'll be comparing the Google Chromecast versus the Roku streaming stick. On the left, you have the Google Chromecast, and this runs you $35. And on the right, I have the Roku streaming stick, which is a little bit higher. It runs at $50. Now, basically what these devices do, they allow you to watch services like Netflix, YouTube, Hulu Plus on a big screen TV. They're basically identical devices. They do exactly the same thing. They run through HDMI, and they both support 1080p video playback. And they both run off USB, so you can plug it in a USB port on your TV, or you can plug it in on a USB power supply included in the box. And the main differences between these sticks is the Google Chromecast is not an independent device, and the Roku streaming stick is an independent device. What I mean by that is the Google Chromecast does need something around. It does need a cell phone, a tablet, or a computer to actually run. Unlike the Roku streaming stick, it is included in the box. It does come with a remote control, so you don't need anything else to run with it. It is a standalone device, which is a plus. But not to say that the Google Chromecast is bad in any way. They're definitely both really good devices. Now, for the most part, they both have the same applications. They have your generic applications like Netflix, YouTube, Hulu Plus, things like that to run on both devices. But to be honest, the Roku streaming stick does have more options. It has over 1,000 channels on the Roku streaming stick, but a lot of them are garbage, or they are like domain movies. But there is way more options on the Roku streaming stick. But overall, for the mainstream consumer, the Google Chromecast will get the job done because it has most of your popular applications like YouTube, Netflix, Hulu Plus, stuff like that on the Google Chromecast. So it's not really a battle between which one has more content, because as long as it has your generic stuff, you're pretty much good to go. And for the mainstream consumer, they're both almost identical in that. Unless you're somebody that needs a lot of content and you really need a specific thing, then the Roku streaming stick will outperform it in terms of how much content it has. But Google Chromecast, like I said, has most of your stuff covered, at least your generic stuff covered, so you're pretty much good to go on that. Now, on the Roku streaming stick, I said it did have a remote control, so you don't need to use a tablet, a computer, or a PC to connect to it like the Google Chromecast. So I am going to show you the remote control. Now, I don't have the Roku streaming stick's remote control. I only have a Roku 3 remote, but I am going to show it to you. They're pretty much identical. Here's what the Roku 3's remote looks like. The Roku streaming stick's remote is pretty much identical, except for at the bottom, it doesn't have these A and B buttons. It has 4 dedicated buttons that say Netflix, Crackle, MGo, Blockbuster Go. So that's pretty much all the differences are, but it does have a remote control in the box for the Roku streaming stick, which is a plus because you don't have to worry about having your tablet around or your cell phone around or something like that around to control it. It is an independent device, which I really like a lot. But again, most people have their cell phone or their tablet with them at all times, so it's really not a problem that you can connect. Now, one feature the Google Chromecast has over the Roku, it has mirroring. Now, in the future, the streaming stick will get that. I'll talk about that in a second. Now, basically, if you have an Android 4.4.2 device, Android KitKat device, you can stream your whatever you're basically watching on your tablet or your cell phone can be mirrored on your TV. So if you're like playing a game or if you're like browsing the internet, it will appear on the big screen. Now, not every Android device is supported, but a lot of devices are supported, and it is a very cool feature that you can mirror your screen on your Android tablet or smartphone to a big screen TV. That's one thing the Roku streaming stick can't do at this time. Now, I heard that in the future the Roku streaming stick is getting mirroring in the future. Now, if you're watching this in the future, it may actually already be out, but as the current date of this video, it is not currently out to the Roku streaming stick, but it is getting it in the future, so that's going to be a pretty much tie on there. They will both support mirroring of your tablet or smartphone screen, which is very cool. And I think on the Google Chromecast, it is still in the beta form, so it may be choppy and it may not run as smooth as possible, but it does do a very good job. I have tested it on my tablet. It works very, very well. Even though it's in beta, I do think it is still a very, very fluid mirroring, which is very, very nice. Now, I am going to be talking about which one's better for the money and all that stuff. Now, to be fair, I can't say which one's better in this because they're both almost identical except for the stuff I mentioned. So I would say either one of them are going to be good. Not one's better than the other in my opinion. They're both really good. For $35, you're getting a solid streamer that allows you to stream stuff from your cell phone, such as YouTube, Netflix, Hulu Plus, all that stuff to your big screen TV. And for $35, it's a pretty much steal. It is a very, very good way just to watch some Netflix, some YouTube, some Hulu Plus on a bigger screen than your tablet or smartphone, which is very, very good. The Roku has over 1,000 channels. It is an independent device and stuff like that. So overall, there is no clear winner in this battle. I must say I do like both devices. It's just up to you, but I will tell you which one I prefer, even though I do think that they're almost the same. If you have one over another, it's not really going to matter. They basically both do the same job, and I do think that they're both really, really, really great devices. Not one's better than the other. But for me, I would have to say that the Roku streaming stick beats the Google Chromecast. I'm going to tell you why. It's because not really that it has 1,000 channels to me. That's not really the thing that wins it for me, because it has your generic applications on the Google Chromecast, and I usually use most of those anyway. Most people do. But the reason it beats the Google Chromecast is because it is an independent device. I do like that a lot. For $50, you're getting an independent device. You just pick it up, you can travel with it, and not have to worry about a smartphone, tablet, a PC around to actually stream or watch stuff on it. It is an independent device, and I like that a lot about the Google Chromecast. $50 may be high for some people, but for it being an independent device, which is with its own remote control, is very, very, very cool. I do like that a lot. So it's pretty much a tie, but I still would prefer the Roku streaming stick over the Google Chromecast for its independent thing. It's just a piece of hardware or a stick that is more versatile. You can bring it around and not have to worry about your smartphone or your cell phone, even though you probably do bring those around 99% of the time. I just don't want to have to worry about my battery dying or whatnot. But they both are very good devices. And one thing to note about the Roku streaming stick is some of the applications actually load slow, unfortunately. Like YouTube and Netflix take up to 30 to 35 seconds to actually load, which is kind of very, very, very slow. But in my opinion, the trade-off is, again, it is an independent device without having to worry about a smartphone or a tablet being around. You can use your own remote control and just remotely control it and watch it as much as you want. And if you're really wondering how to make your decision, I'm gonna tell you right now how to make your decision. Basically, if you want to know which one you should buy, I would definitely recommend on how many times a week you watch it or whatnot. So if you're going to watch a lot of TV and a lot of Netflix, YouTube, Hulu Plus, things like that, online content, I would probably go with the Roku streaming stick. Yes, Netflix and YouTube load 30 to 35 seconds. In my opinion, that's not too long, but it is kind of slow. But since you're going to be using it all the time, you don't have to worry about your cell phone, smartphone being around. Then definitely go with the Roku streaming stick, because it's just going to stay plugged in, and you're going to have its own remote control, and you're going to be using it every day and a lot. Definitely get the Roku streaming stick. If you're going to be maybe watching a video once a week, or maybe twice a week, or 3 times a week at most, definitely go with the Google Chromecast, because you can just pull out your phone, watch a video here and there, and then you'll be done. But if you're a hardcore streamer, I'd probably go with this. There's more options. It's an independent device. Even though it is $50, I think it's probably a better deal, especially if you're going to be a long-time streamer. But overall, I still have to say that these are two good devices. Not one's better than the other. And anyway, peace out. I'll see you guys later in my next review. I'm out.